A scene from a horror movie. That is how Pasco County Sheriff described a crime scene where a deputy was forced to shoot a man who held a woman hostage and stabbed her at least 15 times. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen joins us live from Hudson. Jordan, what a horrific crime.
Yeah, Haley, just an absolutely horrific scene out here today. We can tell you that victim has been taken to the hospital. She's being treated right now. We're still working to learn her condition, but just an absolute gruesome scene out here today in Hudson. We're told this woman was found lying in a bed inside this dilapidated home here in Hudson when deputies arrived. Now, what we know right now is that at about 1:20 this afternoon, the sheriff's office received a 911 call from someone inside this dilapidated structure describing a domestic violence incident of some kind. When deputies arrived, they found a woman lying in a bed covered in blood. They also found a man near her holding a knife. At this time, that's when the sheriff's office says that both deputies instructed this man to drop the knife. They say he refused, and that is when they fired on this man. Just to tell you a little bit about this victim, they say this woman was stabbed at least 15 times. Immediately, they put a tourniquet on her, and medical personnel transported her to the hospital. But as she was being transported to the hospital, the sheriff told us that she did tell them that she was being held against her will, and saying that the sheriff did say that the man and the woman did have some sort of intimate relationship. They knew each other. He described this as a domestic violence incident and said that this woman was being held against her will. We did speak with him just a few moments ago. Here's what he had to say.
She was absolutely covered in blood, like a horror movie. Fortunately, thank God, I hope she will be okay. And as I said, those prayers do matter for her. But this just shows the sad reality of what deputies deal with every day.
And now the home where she was found, the sheriff describes it as a dilapidated structure. He says that there's tents around. He says there's tents around, and that this is a place where transient people often stay. He couldn't get into the details about why this woman was there, how long she may have been being held against her will. They did say that the FDLE and the state attorney's office is now taking over this investigation. They thanked the person who did call 911 because they said there were multiple people inside the structure wandering around, but they said only one person called 911. They did thank that person for calling 911. Now, we did ask if the suspect is dead or alive. We asked this in the press conference. They say at this time that's still part of the ongoing investigation with the FDLE and the state attorney's office. So as soon as we learn more information, we'll be sure to let you guys know. Haley?
Jordan Bowen live tonight in Hudson. Jordan, thank you.